Hello, friend. Happy Monday or whatever day it is you are watching or listening to this. It is July 20th at the time of this recording. We are approaching 11:30 a.m. and I don't necessarily have a devotional in mind, but this is more so just something I feel really led in my heart to share because it was such a refreshing word for me and I really feel like it's going to bless you. So, I was on my prayer walk this morning, and I began to just ask the Lord, like, I really want to know my bigger purpose and my calling, and really want to know what the Lord wants me to do. And I feel like I'm asking Him that every day, like, what do you want me to do? Like every day, every day. I will tell you this, a wise friend of mine said to me one time, she said, if you ever want to know what the Lord wants from you, just remember the last thing He told you. The last thing He told me was build a community, make space for women. But I was praying on my prayer walk, and the Lord said to me, spend more time with me, and you will. Spend more time with me, and you will. If you want to know anything from the Lord, it's going to always boil down to that time that we spend with Him. And I caught myself and I'm thinking like, but I do spend time. Like I go on my prayer walks and I journal and I read my Bible, and I began to realize that more times than I would like to admit, it's all surface level. More times than I would like to admit, it's more of, okay, I need to make sure I check that box for the day. And that hurts my heart to say out loud. That doesn't mean that and this is me, this is me right now, trying to give myself grace because I do feel the Lord is speaking to me right now and He is saying, don't discount those things. But I want to go deeper with you. I do love to take my walks in the morning and I talk to the Lord on my walks, but sometimes I'm listening to a message. Sometimes I'm talking to my chat GPT. And so I really feel like the Lord is saying, listen, don't go religious on me. That's not what I mean. When He says spend more time with me and you will, it's religion is rules, and religion is making a ritual out of your relationship with God. And the Lord is showing me right now there's a difference between ritual and dating. And the Lord wants to date us. And so when you think about the concept of dating, when you're dating, you're getting to know, you're spending time, you're making intentional time with that person, right? You're carving out time. Perhaps you're doing less of one thing so you can do more time with him, right? And and I feel like He's saying my relationship with you I don't want you to treat it any different than you would somebody that's new in your life and that you're excited about. But the great thing about our relationship with the Lord is that it's a well that never runs dry. We're never going to get bored of Him. We're never going to get tired of Him, right? Like He's never going to be annoying. Not in a bad way, anyway. If you are being disobedient or you're avoiding obedience, He will be annoying in the fact that He'll bother you until you give in. Been there, done that. I've learned when the Lord says something, bean. I have learned that when the Lord speaks, it's just so much better to just be obedient right away because otherwise He'll just keep nagging in a good way, right? But all that to say, when we think about our time with this bird, when we think about our time with God, hush, hush. When we think about our time with God, I know sometimes it can be, "Well, I don't have a whole lot of time," or "I don't have time." And we know that whatever you prioritize, you'll make time for. But I feel like there are some of you who are like, "Oh my gosh, I have intentions every day to spend time with God, but I've got dishes, I've got a job, I've got this, I've got that, I've got so much to do." And what I want to challenge you on is, don't you think God knows that? Don't you think that if you were to actually put the Lord first, do you think that your whole world would fall apart, right? No. If you When we put him first, when we seek him first, okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean as soon as we open my eyes. The Lord showed me, look, it doesn't mean that as soon as you open your eyes, you have to just spend 2 hours in the word, right? You have to just spend all this time in the word. No. Seek ye first the kingdom means when it comes to what you desire in life, put him at the top of the list. And when you put him at the top of the list, you find yourself making room. You find yourself making time. No different than you would losing weight. When you want to lose weight, what do? You make time to meal prep. You make time to work out because it's what you prioritize. So if you prioritize your relationship with the Lord, you will make time. But I do have to say that your spirit is willing, but your flesh is weak. This flesh wants what it wants. And it might want to doom scroll instead of reading your Bible. It might want to sleep in instead of going to church. It might want to listen to a music instead of a sermon while you go on your walk, right? Like we're always going to be pulled in the direction of the thing that is strongest. And so sometimes we have to, in order to really get the fruits of the spirit to grow, like self control, the spirit of self control, we have to practice that. And so honestly, like, and just an example, but I have, I have things on, I have an app on my phone that locks me out of social media. I basically have boundaries on my phone around social media. And it's really helped me to, you know, not not do the doom scrolling, right? And really spend my time better. And so maybe you have to set boundaries like that yourself. Maybe you have to set boundaries in some way until you get to the point where your spirit, whatever you feed is going to thrive. And so the more you feed your spirit and the more you spend time with God, the more you're going to become super excited to do so. Trust me. And there's going to come a point in time where the Lord is just going to put you at ease. And I really feel like he's saying, look, I care about your to-do list as much as you do. I care about your dishes. I care about, your laundry. I care about all the things that you care about. If you put me first above your to-do list, above your feelings, if you put me first, I'll make sure all of that gets taken care of. Don't you worry. And I have felt that shift over, the past several months in my life to where my anxiety about my day's to-do list and all the things is gone. And it's such a breath of fresh air because I just feel like I can take my time in my day and I can go through my day with ease, knowing the Lord cares about everything that I care about and knowing that the Lord is ordering my steps. Hi, Bean. I just love her. He's ordering your steps. And he wants to be involved in every area of your life. And this may sound silly, but okay, I involve him to the point where even today I had to change the batteries out in my alarm system sensors around the house. And I've never done that before. And I was like, Lord, can you please help me change out my batteries? Like, make sure I get the right kind of replacement batteries. Like, I don't want to break anything. Like, really involving him in every area of your life. And that's what having a relationship with him is. It's not, oh my God, I've got to roll out of bed and I need to spend an hour in the Bible. That's when you make it religion and ritual. And if you want to do that and you feel excited about doing that, great. I don't do that. I don't. I have a routine. I have a morning routine. The Lord is involved in all of my day, not just a little section of my day. And I promise next time I'm not gonna have her because she's so distracting. But like I always say, grace, give yourself grace. The Lord gives it to you. Why don't you give it to yourself? I caught myself, I was listening to a sermon yesterday, and the pastor was talking about doing a 3-day fast, doing a 3-day water fast, and seeking God and different things. And I immediately went into condemnation of like, oh my gosh, is that what I need to be doing? Oh my gosh, is that, do I need to be doing that? Am I missing something? And the Lord was like, stop, 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 stop. I will call you into a fast. I will call you into each season. I will call you in. I'm not going to let you step to the left or to the right. When you want your relationship with the Lord to prosper and you want it to be enhanced and you want to truly hear from him and you want to be obedient, not that you're perfect, but you know what I'm saying? You're hungering and you're thirsting after righteousness. God's going to make a way for you to be so. And if there's something that he wants you to know and he wants you to do, he will definitely make that clear to you. And on my prayer walk this morning, I'm walking and I'm just remembering all of the years I was not living for God. I was still fornicating. Let me just say that. I was still fornicating and drinking. And even though I was not in the will of God, so to speak, like I am now, God still spoke to me and he still made a way and he was still gracious and he still loved me and he still spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? And we have to just remember that we don't have to earn his help or his love or his uh, voice, if you will. And I'm under the assumption that if you're here in this community and if you're here listening to me, then you want a better relationship with God. And he knows that. He knows you care about your house. He knows you care about your job. He knows you care about working out. He knows all that. He's saying, listen, you don't have to have me separate from all of that. Weave me into it all. Weave me into it all. Weave me into it all. So I hope this was valuable to you. Hopefully she wasn't too much of a nuisance. Hopefully not. But anyway, sister, I love you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Give yourself some grace. But through it all, just make room for him. He wants a relationship with you.